Hi, I'm Vic. I'm deaf, and I'm talking about Irish Sign Language. Today we'll be practicing the movement, orientation, and location of words and phrases that you form with hand shapes between Q and Z in Irish Sign Language. We're going to start off with Q. Kind of an unusual hand shape. It doesn't crop up in a lot of sign languages. That's like that. And you'll notice that we've had G, K, Q, and today we'll also come to W. So moving the thumb across those fingers, you create those different signs, G, K, Q, W. So if you make a Q and you bring it across your weak hand slowly, across the back of your weak hand, slowly towards the fingertip, quiet, quiet, also used for quietly. You notice that's relatively slow, but the next word, appropriately, is a fast movement because it's quick, quick. So you're turning from facing palm out to palm in, quick, quick. And you might remember that that's also used for fast. Same movement, same orientation, same location, but a different hand shape. So quick and fast, which meaning very much the same. With the K shape, we had king. When we change to a Q, we get queen. So up near the temple, clockwise circle, queen. Next, very descriptively, we have question. We do a question mark shape with a Q, question. If you had lots of questions, you might do it with both hands, question. Now notice this is different to ask, which is with a K, comes off the chin, ask. Or if you're asking me, ask. But question with a Q facing out. Also within the LGBTQI+ identities, we have queer, and that is signed queer, queer. So going from palm out to palm down, queer, just a movement of the wrist. Okay, next is R, fingers crossed like that. You see that in French Sign Language, American Sign Language, Irish Sign Language, R. We use this for road, road, like we're describing the sides of a road, road. And that can also be used for method, method. Restaurant, restaurant. So it's like you're bringing the R's like two forks towards your mouth, restaurant. Going up to the ear, we have radio, radio. So again, it's a forwards or clockwise circle, radio around the ear. And there's a lot of signs to do with the ear that, or with hearing that go up there. So radio, listen, ear. Next we have this hand, your weak hand, thumb up. And then you take the R and you go twice against it in a circular motion. Ready, ready, ready. If you remember, if we do that with a P, we get prepare, prepare. Take the R, tap the shoulder, we get real. Or really, really. So if someone said something to you, you weren't sure, you might furrow your brow or raise your eyebrows, particularly because it's a yes/no question. Go, really? Really? Or if you were confused, really? Really? Next, come up to the area between the lip and the nose. We can do red, red. So it goes weak to dominant, red. Cross our hands, hands upwards, crossed at the wrist. We drop them slowly, we get rest or relax, rest, relax. There's a few ways of showing a repeat. Now, you might remember a D shape against your fist. It's again. In scientific terms, if you're talking about repeating an experiment or something like that, you can also use an R and go repeat. But it would be more common for people to use repeat, because they're, that's more of a colloquial expression. If you repeated something multiple times, it would become repeat. So you're circling twice, repeat. Another good one to know is room. Put your dominant hand in front of your weak hand, both of them in the R shape. And you're going to circle and pull to the side. Room. For that, room. You also have the same thing with office. Coming on to S. Again, very common form of S in a lot of sign languages, including French, American, and Irish. We have S, like a fist shape. Think of the rising sun. So you're going to go dominant hand upwards with a little shake, and you get sun or sunny. And this is one of those ones where the face can come in, because if you wanted to say it was really sunny or very sunny, you wouldn't go really sunny. That's sign-supported English rather than ISL. You would go, so puffing out your cheeks to show, whoa, it's really extreme. Another one like that is storm. So there's a storm. It's both fists and you cycle them like that. And you would do it twice, usually 1, 2, 1, 2, or just once, 1, 2. But again, the face shows a lot. So if it was stormy, I was like, But if I was really stormy, so not only is the movement bigger, but my face is showing something of exaggeration. The cardinal directions, we have south. So an S going down, just like north is an N going up, south, east. I might as well show it now, west. With an A on your hand, you usually would do assist, support. You will occasionally, people go support with an S. But it's more appropriate to do that with an A, assist or support, but just worth knowing that people sometimes do it like that. With the weak hand, palm upwards, hitting it twice with your dominant hand, we have study. Okay. We put the hands together, bring them apart in a box like that. We get system. Another useful one that happens in front of the body. So hands together like that. So the index fingers and thumbs are touching, and you go in a circle round. So the pinkies will be touching, and it becomes society. What you'll notice again is a bunch of these. There's community, group, world, globe, society, agency. Imagine you have something in your fist like that, and you do that. Break. Now that's break as in to break something, not break as in to take a break from doing something. Center of the chest, my. So I, pointed, I. And similarly, we have you, your. With the thumb and index finger up here to this shoulder where we had real, we have sure, as in I'm sure. So now we have good, sure, real. So number of signs happening up there. Brings us to T. Now this is not used in American Sign Language in the same way. So this is how we do T. Okay. Similar to study, weak hand up, hit once with the T, time, time. Now, that's different than time if you're talking about what time is it. Time? This is about, like, for example, sometimes, or first time, last time, final time, in that way. Take T's, put them against your chest and drag them downwards. Tired, tired. You can put a lot of expression into that. So exhausted or exhausted. Now, if I were to alternate them, I would get theater. 1, 2, 3. Theater, theater. Tired, theater. Again, you should be careful of those movements. If you're together or alternating, it completely changes the meaning. We talked about sure, good, real. Also talk about true. If something is true, up here, true. Next one, take the T's, put them like this, move them back and forth, and you get control or administration, control. Now, if I were to move them together, as if I was holding a frying pan, it would become cook, cook. So control, cook. Again, you have to be careful of that alternation or together. If I had just one of them going forward, maybe this, travel, travel. I think you could have short travel, long travel. Well, we've had a few coming up to the temple. With T, we get think, think. Notice it's the side, think. It's not like that, think. Imagine you're paying your rent, rent. So this is a T, moving off like money going away from you, rent, rent. Next we come to U. U, N, very similar signs in Irish Sign Language. Really the orientation is different. And if we were being really honest about it, like when we make a sign like neighbor, and we say it's an N because N, neighbor, and it helps people remember, but is that a U or an N? See what I mean? Anyway, U. We'll talk about these signs as if U and N are different. There's going to be a few that use both. First, we have uncle, uncle. So we go from the weak side to the dominant side. Again, we had aunt, cousin, uncle. So there's a pattern there to those. We have think, the temple. We also have understand. Think, understand. So again, seeing those patterns, weak hand like this, make two tight circles with it, use, 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 as in to use something. Put the use on top of each other like this and go back and forth like you were cutting something. Meat, meat. This is also used for beef, beef. Same thing when you go out, out. Remember, we have the in and out. cross the fingers, dominant on top over the mouth, and you get censorship, or to censor something. Dominant on top, peak below, and raise. You have a lift or an elevator, if you prefer. This is not for the verb to lift. This is a lift, a noun. Mentioned we do a couple that are both U and N. Well, there's can. That's worth showing you. Cannot. So can, cannot. And of course, United Nations would be the same thing, but can usually quite quick, whereas UN, we have that little bang, bang, because it's an acronym. You see that as well, EU, UN. But can is a smooth movement, can. So that was U. On to V, again, quite a common one across sign languages. In Irish Sign Language, we use it for C. That comes from French Sign Language, voir. So C. We do two of them, visit, as in to visit someone. But if we were to put them down near the mouth and alternate them, they become interview. Sticking with that area, we have Friday, going from the weak side to the dominant side, Friday. Again, coming from French, vendredi. Some people will do Friday like that, but Friday is the one that I use more commonly. Video, two V's, do that. Video. If I put them together, pull them apart like this, we get village. Bring them together sort of aggressively, and you end up with violence. Some people violence, so keeping them together like that. And that can also become like Wittig expression, really bad violence. You're kind of showing with your expression. There is a sign for very, as really very. It's really not used in Irish Sign Language very much because it's expression. So rather than saying very bad, you would say just showing it with your face. And of course, if we do that, we get cut. Quite an obvious one, I think. All right, W. And with W, we get window, and weather. Now, if you remember storm, wind, and again, or so it's kind of windy, or it's really windy. And that all depends on the expression you're giving as you're doing it. If you remember method, road, we have way. And that can be a way of doing things or a way of, a pathway or something like that, way. We have see, we have watch. So there's a sense of movement going across the eyes. Watch. So there's something going on. It's watch. You didn't just see it, you watched it. There's a sense of action involved. We have winter. So bringing those down towards each other to rest. Dominant on top, we get winter. Now, some people will actually sign winter simply by signing cold. So you can do both. At the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. West goes towards your weak hand, west. Earlier we had control. Also have work. Again, we'll see a lot of signs that do this. So we have services, services, work, practice, busy, control. They're all using the same movement, same location. So there's a, and finally we have well, well. Now, well, I have seen people do a W going onto a W, well, or a W going onto the back of the hand, well. But either way, it's that general movement, well, well, as in I'm well, or it was well done. Could also do wrong, wrong. And there's kind of a pushing away, wrong, that's wrong. Or I could say, what's wrong? What's wrong? From W we come to X. X is like a 1 that's curved and you pull it towards yourself, X. For example, this, connect, join, or contact can all be done in this way. So it's an X hooking onto an X. If you imagine it like a fish hook at the corner of the mouth, you get addict or addiction, addiction. And moving them back and forth like work, we get so, as in, so I did this. So and we also have wonder, as in, I wonder, thinking, wonder. It's up near the temple, wonder. This is Irish Sign Language, why. A few words with this, we could have surgery. Surgery. Now, surgery is usually shown at the part of the body where the surgery happens. So surgery, 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 like that. So it's the thumb touching the body. And sometimes it's difficult on video to see that the finger is out, and it can look like someone's doing surgery, but surgery, it should be a Y. Pinkies towards each other, and moving forward, you get year, year. And the nice thing with year, again, you can emphasize that you can go years from years. So you do it more than once, and you get more years out of it, years. Or if you're trying to say years ago, reverse the movement, and you get years ago, like that. Put it up like this, you get maybe. But if you were to put it like this, you get party, party. Of course, we use it for call, as in phone call. So we'll be calling someone else, call me, or just phone, classic use of that kind of shape. Earlier on, I showed you and your. Some people will do your just to emphasize that that's definitely what they're saying. Imagine you're putting here and you're going proud. So we have pride with an A, proud, proud. So if you watched the video until now, I'm proud of you. And the last one is Z. We don't really have signs, words that come with Z. Next time, I'll be talking about numbers, which I'm also doing a series of shorts on numbers, so watch out for those as well. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps promoting the videos. Don't forget to like, comment if you feel like commenting. Ask me a question if there's something you'd like to know about. You can find me on Patreon. I post all of my longer videos there as well, if you want them all in one place, because I also have a blog, and I post the blog posts here and here on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and See you next time.